writer and director, Ratman. Thank you both very much for your time this morning. Dominique, if I can ask you first, I mean, you're a former police officer yourself, and you clearly have a very personal interest, having had a loss in your own family. I just wonder, how has it been for you the past few days, seeing initially what happened and the reaction?
I think for me, the last few days have been a mix of counselling and supporting people. So I work with an organisation called the Goddess Projects, and a lot of my work has been counselling young black women and women of colour. A lot of it has been also supporting members of my immediate family and friends as well. I'm working with the Black Police Association, which is called BAME in Merseyside, and other organisations like the Dominique Walker Foundation to provide support for communities. Now, for me, the emotion has been overwhelming at times. And practicing for me, self-care is one of the most important things. It's key to my well-being and so on and so forth, and for everybody else. And what I've found is there's just an outpouring of grief. But what needs to be consistent is the work that has to continue from this outpouring of grief or from this emotion. The work starts now, but the thing is, I've been doing this work for about 15 years, since 2005, since obviously I lost my brother. And the work continues. So this has to be an ongoing revolution. And the work that we're doing is not a one-time event, it's consistent, and we have to carry on the work that we're doing. So for me, it's been a mix of emotions, and I'm having to deal with processing a lot of emotion, and my own emotion tied to my brother, because it does evoke the past. And to be honest, I'm tired of seeing black lives and black men and black women killed in front of me. And the performativeness that comes after it.
Dominique, can I just say,
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, as I'm listening to you, I was literally saying in my own head, I almost hear a kind of weariness in your voice, and yet your role, and you described it very well, of the support you're trying to give to others. So when you are trying to, I don't know what advice you give to people about dealing with their own emotions, whether it be anger, whether it be frustration or sadness, grief you described as well. How do you try and steer something positive out of where we are now, and where you clearly and many other people have been for a long time?
Well, I think it's about understanding, obviously, what racism is. And the opposite of racist isn't not racist, it's anti-racist. And that's what we have to be. So it's about taking a lot of that work forward and realising that being racist and anti-racist are not fixed identities. It's things that we can change, and we have to do the work. So for me, it's about enforcing and giving people the skills to be able to manage their own identities, have an understanding of that. And for white people to understand that their identity and whiteness is not the norm in society. We're a mix of a range of different communities, identities, and it's important. Anti-racism is at the centre of everything that we do, and there's no in between. There's sort of no safe space. So for me and the work that I continue to do, it's about building resilience for black people and people of colour, for them realising that our lives have always mattered, and black people's lives do matter and will continue to matter, but there's work that we need to do. And whether that be we look at dismantling structures and systems that are intrinsically racist in society, so that's looking at all the different structures that we have,
Dominique,
or whether it be that we work towards obviously doing things to better our communities.
Dominique, it's interesting hearing you talking, because I've just been watching Ratman's reactions to that. And Ratman, morning to you. Thank you.